Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ready? 18 Gator. Snap.
Throwing on first down. Patterson out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
Down. 60 or.
On first down, Patterson. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Here's Ryan. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
21.
Third and long. It's Ryan. It's complete to Grant. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Freeman with a fast feet. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for it. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2. On second down, Freeman. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. This is Freeman on first and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
You got nothing to run.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And Graham's got it, complete. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Target. Shift. Shift. 21. Go.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Freeman. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second down, Kamara. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
45, Mike, 45, 65, hit it.
To throw on 3rd down, Patterson. Open man is Michael Thomas. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Reset bomber. He's checking. Crash. 45 the money. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Rock it.
On the ground, Kamara. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. From the gun, Patterson. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone. Was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Hey, 7.
Now Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And all the way to the opposite 49-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
25. Come to my world.
Now Ito Smith, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the Saints' 19-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, #2. as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Back 25. 51. Stop.
From the shotgun, Ryan gets it off to Freeman. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Bullock's kick is good, and they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Hey, read. Check, watch it before. Get in the way, bro. Get in the way.
Now this time he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Returnable for Grant. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the
touchdown, Falcons! Jakeem Grant, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Patterson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Patterson, and that'll be incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up second down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Patterson. And he fires one incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. On third down, Patterson. He's got his man on the crossing route. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
First down, New Orleans.
Hey, Foxtrot. 45 to Mike. I'm coming.
On 1st and 10, Patterson. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. 30, 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Patterson. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
54 Mike. Check down.
throwing on first down. Patterson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Right there.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Let's go, D. Ready.
Operating from the gun. Patterson. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Hey, exit. Check, 59.
2nd and 2. And this one complete to Smith. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
Hey, Charlie.
First down, New Orleans.
Go. Shoot.
On first down, Patterson. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On second and a yard, Ryan looking deep for Julio, and that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Falcons on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down.
It's 4th down.
Here's Sam Martin now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in. And look at this. It's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The deception there pays off to perfection. 14 yards on the fake punt and a first down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 4th down. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll run it. Freeman. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Side complete. It's Grant. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Ryan brought in over the middle by Grant. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Pull it high. Check 4. Check.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another 1st down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the off-season. This is why you have those OTAs and mini-camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Bullock good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Off play action. Patterson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
An 8-yard pickup. First down.
Mike 54.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on the
That's it, baby. We got
first down, Saints.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On 1st and 10, Patterson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Throwing on 1st down, Patterson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 48. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Ryan, he's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary.